Hey guys, it's XayLi of XayLiBarclay.com, and this is actually the second time I am recording this video because I guess it just doesn't want to be recorded, but we shall proceed. So, a little housekeeping. This video is about, what influencers do go through or what happens when you become an influencer. Just a few things that I want to talk about because I had no one tell me about these things before I started. So I felt like, you know what? Somebody needs to hear it somewhere, I guess. So, first of all, I'll let you know that I am a micro influencer, which means I have a really small, amazing tribe that I have a great relationship with and that I've been able to share with comfortably, and they've been able to give me, like we have a bomb relationship, which I appreciate so much. So in this video, I can just only imagine the volume of what I'm going to talk about that a bigger influencer goes through, but I just wanted to share my journey. So this may not be for everyone. It may not happen to everyone. I just want to share based on the things that I've gone through, and who knows what's to come. So if you are on a similar journey as I am, then I feel like this video could possibly be for you. Maybe not. So yes, I am a micro influencer. I do work full-time for myself online, and I feel like what happens is we see the beautiful parts of the internet. We see the beautiful pictures, we see the beautiful videos, but we don't really always know what's going on the back end. So I'm going to share with you a few things that you would need to look out for if you are on a similar journey as I am. If you've taken up the if you've taken up the responsibility of leading and guiding others, then you first need to make sure that you are grounded or whole within yourself. So the first thing that you need to look out for is overthinking. We overthink everything because it gets to a point where it no longer is just natural, because you know that you're doing something for someone else or to share with someone else. So you kind of get that ideal of perfection. It has to be amazing or it can't be shown. It has to be so awesome or it can't be shown. And I can genuinely speak about this because I went through it a lot. I would say 2 years ago. I felt like everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be on point. You had to have a specific type of content. And within the last year, I got really, really close to my audience because I started really showing more. And so I feel like also the industry is moving into that more transparent. Like, I've been speaking about transparency for so long, and I feel like now we're moving into a place where you can be transparent. You can share the things that you're really going through on the back end of all the beautiful things that we see online. So yes, you overthink things all the time. You overthink it because it's your work and it's your craft and it's your creation. So you overthink if people are going to like it, if they're not going to like it, what's it going to look like, how are they going to receive it, things like that. And then so because of that, we forget the real reason for what we are really, really doing. And I will be sharing some things to counteract the things that I'm talking about, because I don't want you to just give up on your journey if this is what you really, really want to do. Because I'm not going to give up. I've just found ways along the way. I'm not perfect either, so this is going to be, a bit transparent as well. So yes, and like I said, it's not for everybody. And that comes with, overthinking. Overthinking, you have to know everything isn't for everybody. So if it's not perfect, it's okay. And I'll talk a little bit more about perfection in a bit. The second thing that you really need to look out for is because you overthink, you definitely, I mean, most people go through some sort of or develop some sort of anxiety and depression, because being an influencer is really stressful. Although it looks wonderful and beautiful on the front end, there's a lot of stress attached to it because you have deadlines, you have things that you need to do. Some of us don't have full teams, and we are, working by ourselves trying to create something that can last for not just 24 hours or your 15 minutes. So, you know, you may develop anxiety, social anxiety, you may go through depression. And so these things are, I know for me, 2 years ago, and it still creeps in and out, I used to go through social anxiety where I created a nest of some sorts in my home. I worked from home. I didn't have to leave the house. And so this was when I lived in New York. I live in Dallas now. And that was a thing in itself. Like, I would order my groceries. I would not have to interact with anyone that was not online. And it became a thing where I got so used to being inside, and I created a safe space or a cocoon inside. And I'm already an introvert that, you know, to go outside was a task. So I know it sounds lazy of some sorts or whatever it might sound like, but this is my story that I'm choosing to share. So it is something that you may go through. And like I said, I'll give some ways to get out of that in a little bit. Depression is another thing that you may go through. You're inside all the time. If you're in your own space or cocoon, you live alone, you are dealing with yourself mostly. So it's kind of like isolation, which we know is required for success. But at the same time, you know, if you're not doing things outside of your required norms, it can get really lonely. And that leads to depression. So you can be going through both of them. You can be going through anxiety because you have so much on your plate. You can also be going through depression as well. So like I said, you're in a high stress environment where you are also probably on social media looking at what everyone else is doing. You know, you have goals that you see on social media. We're bombarded by so many things. This one is doing this one is doing that. Things are amazing. And that can also lead to you not feeling mentally great about yourself. So if this is something that you want to do, I'll say this over and over, grounding yourself is super important. Also, the next thing is that this is my Trinidadian accent is coming out. This is the third thing. Your hobby now becomes your work. So it's like the thing that you did for fun or as an outlet or a creative outlet now becomes the thing that you are making money from. So that can definitely switch gears for you. And I think for me, I didn't realize that my hobby had become what I do professionally or for my work. I didn't realize that transition happened. And so that's something that can block your creativity. Just like writers have writer's block, you are prone to go through the same thing, you know. Some people become influencers by happenstance because they just, you know, grow a following. Some people are more intentional about it. But at the same time, you are going to go through blocks where you don't know what to create next, you don't know what to do next, and things like that. And so my advice for that is to find an outlet. Find something that is completely outside of being online and challenge yourself to get involved or do it. Like me, I think I want to join a dance class. I'm not too sure yet. But it is something that is outside, completely outside. But then it's like, oh my gosh, if you're sharing your life or documenting your life, then do I share that? Or do I keep one thing a secret? Do I keep something for myself? The thing about it is, which leads me to my fourth point, you never have balance. So because you share so much of yourself and your life, balance becomes something that has very blurred lines. It's like, how much do you share? How much do you not share? You know, what do you, it's a lot. So we all, I want to say we all know, but no, we don't all know. I kind of feel like balance or having good balance is inevitable, especially when you are striving to get somewhere. But hey, you have to find some kind of balance, something that you can keep for yourself, something that you can save for yourself, something that your audience does not necessarily have to be involved in. Try things, test things before you release it to your people. And things like that. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. It is very fulfilling though, but it is a lot. And so I wish that I had someone tell me a few of these things. I have so many more things that I can share, but I don't want to keep this video too long. So I just want to go over or even solidify some of the solutions that I wanted to share with you guys. So the first thing is definitely find time to really find yourself. I feel like a lot of times we are tested so that we can find out who we really are kind of before we hit success. It happens for some people the other way around, where they don't get to figure out themselves and this thing just happens. So for me, I took my last few years of lessons as, God is preparing me for something, before everything happens. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense to you down below. But I'm getting the time in my journey to sit down and really understand myself and who I am, what I like and what I don't like, what I will stand for and what I won't stand for, and things like that. Or even learning how to deal with difficult things when they come around, or, because no matter what happens or how great things are, you are going to go through hardships and struggles. And a lot of us feel like influencers don't. And they do. They just don't show it most of the time. And so spend time with yourself. Prayer, meditation, grounding yourself, journaling are all things that you definitely need to spend time doing, because what happens is when you are an influencer, there are a lot of voices, there are a lot of negative comments, positive comments, and things like that. Growing a thick skin. Growing a thick skin is essential. That is something that you must do. I'm still in the process of doing it. If you know you're putting out negative content, you're going to get negative backlash. If you know you're putting out positive content, you're going to get negative backlash anyway. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody's not going to understand this video, but hey, this is my story and my journey. I choose to share it, right? But in sharing it, I know that it's not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. That's where overthinking comes in. Should I upload this? Should I not upload this? It's a thing. So in overthinking, I say give your best, or put your best out there and act. We have to get over overthinking. That's hard for me, because it's like you're putting your baby out into the world, for a lack of better words, and finding other things that you are able to do on the outside of what you really do. So me, I know I want to really get involved in things that are not related to my online business, because I work like 99% of the time, and it kind of gets skewed because I like what I do, and it's work as well. And so I've forgotten everything else that makes me happy, because everything that used to make me happy has turned into work. So if you are an influencer on your own journey, let me know down below, like, what are some things that you are going through that you're afraid of, that you're nervous of? It can even be the fear of sharing more about yourself, or the fear of, or anxiety when you pitch your brand, or anxiety when you I want to know, like, what are you like really nervous about, or what are you concerned about, for a better word, when it comes to being an influencer or working for yourself in the online space. I love to share some more content like this in another video, so let me know if you want to see more from this side of things. I don't want to go on for too long, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment. Let me know down below if you'd like to see more about this. Let me know down below what you felt on your own journey, and I will see you guys soon. I love you guys. Take care.